Try to picture your childhood bedroom. Odds are you can, instantly. The posters, the mess, the drawer that never quite closed, that weird corner you never used, that one nightlight you swore you didn't need but always kept on. It probably wasn't clean, or well designed, or aesthetically coherent, but it was yours. And more than that, it was probably the most intuitive, emotionally intelligent, and personally attuned environment you've ever lived in. In UX terms, your childhood bedroom might have been the best designed space you've ever used. Not because of how it looked, but because of what it lets you do. Let's get one thing clear. UX design isn't about making things look nice. It's about shaping experiences, making people feel comfortable, empowered, understood. Your bedroom did that before you ever knew the word design. Because UX is about affordances, signals in a space that suggest how to use it, and your room was full of them. A pillow fort wasn't just blankets, it was a private sanctuary. A pile of toys wasn't just clutter, it was an inventory system. That glow-in-the-dark ceiling, it taught you about the night sky long before smartphones existed. No one taught you how to use your room, but you knew, because you were designing it constantly by instinct. Designers refer to this concept as environmental self-authorship, the idea that we construct spaces to reflect our inner world. And in childhood, your bedroom was the only space you could fully control. You couldn't decorate the kitchen, you couldn't rearrange your classroom, but your room, that was your first canvas. You made decisions where things went, what stayed visible, what got hidden. This wasn't just creative expression, it was cognitive mapping, arranging your world in a way where your brain could understand. Messy? Absolutely, but also deeply functional. To adults, a kid's bedroom often looks like a disaster, but to the child, it makes perfect sense. That's because intuitive UX isn't always clean. Designers often chase minimalism, flat surfaces, muted colors, perfect order, but cognitive science tells us that organized chaos can actually be more usable because it reflects how we think, non-linear, overlapping, emotionally weighted. That pile of comics next to your bed, that was your reading queue. That shelf of trophies and junk, that was your personal dashboard. Your bedroom wasn't optimized, it was personalized, and that made it perfect. Spaces, especially once we shape ourselves, become emotional anchors. We associate them with safety, identity, and becoming. Your room held your secrets, your rituals, your late-night thoughts. It was where you discovered music, practiced kissing your pillow, talked to yourself, and stared at the ceiling wondering what comes next. In UX terms, it was a total environment. High trust, low judgment, and deeply responsive to your evolving needs. A rare thing. Eventually, you left that room. Maybe you moved. Maybe you painted over the walls. Maybe you walked back in years later and it felt too small. That's the tragedy and beauty of good UX. It doesn't freeze you in time, it grows with you until it can't. And when it no longer fits, you realize just how perfectly it once did. Your childhood bedroom wasn't a product of interior design. It was a product of instinct, emotion, and survival. And maybe that's why you remember it so clearly. Because it wasn't made for you, it was made by you. Every poster, every pile, every scratch on the wall, a breadcrumb trail back to who you were becoming. And maybe that's what the best UX does. It doesn't try to control you. It gives you space to figure yourself out.